Hello, good morning, good evening, whenever you're listening to this. This isn't Cyrus. This is Quan. If you're wondering where Cyrus is at, he's on a date with Dua Lipa, or a concert, whatever he's at. I don't know what he's doing, but he took a little personal vacation day, so he left me hanging. But before he left off, he tagged in a friend of the show. You know what I mean? Friend of the show, friend of the Discord, which you can join the Discord if you join in on our Patreon, as well as other amazing things, other shows, content, Legendary Run, WrestleMania X8 Diaries. What else is on there? I don't even know. You get our shows early. Y'all know the drill. Spot call, the rewriters room, all the guys. Shout out to all the guys. Look, my man Kel, what's good, man?
What up, man? AKA some black dude, AKA some dude you just don't want to talk to me about wrestling on the timeline, because music cool. Not wrestling. I'm not setting up a second page. Just talking about music, man.
That's literally the reason why I made the second page. I said, well, initially the comeback spot was going to be a YouTube show, but I never got to jump in. And then Cyrus is like, yeah, you want to join the War Report? Because I guess I was the only person he knew at the time that watched AEW. So I was like, yeah, hop on. What's up?
Still might be.
I one of you. So yeah.
I guess I intro myself.
You should intro. How about we do this? Give me a little background, like how long you've been watching wrestling for. Let people know what's your experience like. What are you into? What's your favorites? Just real brief.
Okay. So like I got into it in WCW because I'm Southern. If you can't tell by the thick ass accent, so WCW is just crazy down here. So NWO, I don't think I was on board when they got formed. I think I jumped on when Sting was in the midst of his come up. So Hulk Hogan was already a bad guy. Plus, I ain't fucking Hulk Hogan as a kid anyway. He was always kind of weird. But then eventually I just jumped to WWE and shit, I was on board. Everybody has that phase out. So it was college.
Yeah, that. Oh, it was college. Yeah, usually like late high school, early college. I mean, you outside.
What's the last episode I saw before I stopped for a while? It was the Chris Benoit Memorial episode. And it was like
that's a hell of an episode to stop for.
That was at orientation. So then I think later the week that's when the news came out. So I was like, I'm cool. And I didn't come back to Pipe Bomb. So I kept up with like indie stuff and news stuff and like watching the product. I didn't have time for that.
You know what? It's so interesting because I feel like a lot of people around our age group, I'm assuming you're around my age. How old are you?
32.
Yeah, I'm 31. So, yeah, I'm 31. He'd be all right. Cyrus is like 19.
I'm an elder. Yeah, Cyrus is like still seniors in high school.
So I feel like a lot of people our age, I mean, really kind of came back around the Pipe Bomb. It was such a big moment. I mean, it was everywhere. I remember like this is when I used to frequent World Star Hip Hop. It was even on World Star, and I was like, "Oh, this is serious." Even when I was like kind of out of it, I still had my ears and eyes to the street. I kind of still knew what was going on. If you asked me about a SmackDown or Raw from like 2009 to about like 2013, I couldn't tell you. I caught stuff here and there. Right. I still watch the big pay-per-views, but I think once the kind of the beginning of NXT when it first went to Full Sail was kind of the time I kind of stepped back into WWE. At least I was I was watching more indie stuff around that era, but yeah, right around the NXT 2014ish, that's when I started really getting back into wrestling. And also, the Twitter community definitely helped me get back. All the guys.
Oh yeah, especially finding the A show. Oh man, because I was in like white wrestling groups and this was the first time I realized, there's other niggas that like wrestling. Right.
Okay.
I don't even know how I found the A show. I think we were coming back from like New Orleans, and I just needed something to listen to. And on Twitter. Somebody retweeted it, so it's like, these guys are cool.
That's
so. Been there since then. So like, 3 years. I can't act like I was on that first episode, but I ain't missed one since I started. But
I don't think I missed any at all.
Yeah, man. Like the network helps out. I think I was
Yeah,
full
the
back
network,
full
the
time.
network helped a lot. Yeah, the network helped a lot too for people to really get back invested in it.
And like when Brock came back the first time, so that's when I was like, okay, yeah, let me tap back in.
2012-ish. All
When
right,
they
well,
act like these attractions don't matter,
they
that
matter.
shows like
They matter. Oh no,
matter.
they matter. Brock came back. It made noise. But let's get in the trenches real quick. Let's get in the trenches. Right. Queued up off the rip. Matt Hardy. Let me tell you something right now. I'm getting real tired of hearing about Matt Hardy. I don't want to hear this guy talk no more, but we got to talk about it. He was on Twitch a few days ago talking about Jeff because, you know, it's always him talking for Jeff. I haven't heard Jeff say a word since he's left.
He doesn't have to.
I guess not. Matt said WWE offered him a Hall of Fame spot. Just him, not Matt. And Jeff was like, nah, man, I want Matt in too. And they was like, nah, we just want you, man. But he denied it. That was another thing. Also involved he wanted the results to his drug tests, and I guess they wouldn't give it to him. I'm not sure what that's about. I don't know if it's illegal, this situation. So I mean, that is what it is. Also, it's Matt Hardy. We're gonna keep it a stack. We gotta take his word for you can't take him 100%. He likes to fabricate things and, you know, put himself over, him and his brother. Yeah, the whole Jeff Hardy situation has been really weird and just like, I would like to hear from him.
Right. Oh, it's coming. I'm sure he's gonna be on the Renee podcast. He might do Tarkus Jericho, but I still don't think he's gonna say anything like to throw WWE under the bus. Like, I still think he's great for the opportunity, but you know, big bad corporation, Matt has to formulate it in his head that like, oh, they did him dirty. But the whole thing is, they saw you walk out of a live event. Like, there is causation for the suspicion.
Unfortunately, he does. I mean, he's kind of done it to himself and gave himself a reputation of, hey, sometimes I might be doing erratic things. I mean, Jeff Hardy's already an erratic person, but we don't know if he's an erratic person because of, you know, things he does outside of the ring, or if that's just really him. I mean, it could be a combination of both. So I understand the concern from WWE management. They don't want to be liable for any kind of situation where he gets himself hurt or somebody else hurt. But if you're just acting weird and just walked out the match or something, I don't know, man. Jeff's he's a different cat. Hashtag different cat. I don't know.
No show, no call.
It's a really weird situation. But yeah, I mean, I think I have an idea. He'll probably be in AEW at some point. That seems like the end game to all this. I don't know what I think. Matt needs Jeff, and I think they kind of, you know, after the situation that happened on AEW today, it could be leading towards that. So
yeah,
let's keep an eye out.
Honestly, Jeff probably needs Matt at this point, just because we don't need Jeff Hardy singles round.
Jeff don't need Matt. Jeff does not need.
If we're gonna have to see him in a wrestling capacity, like, do we want to see him in singles matches?
No, I don't know. Next on the docket, I did have Forbidden Door talk, but a lot of Forbidden Door stuff happened. I didn't expect all that to happen, so we can just skip that and talk about that on the AEW section. What's your familiarity with NXT UK? Have you been watching any of it or anything like that?
I told you I was prepared myself for this episode.
I know.
I told Quan I was watching UK, I was watching Dark, I was watching Elevation all this week. So I saw my first episode of UK. I knew none of these people. I think I knew Pretty Deadly because I think y'all talk about him a lot.
My guys.
So my knowledge of NXT UK, thumbs down.
All right, well,
it's a good show. I just don't know anything about it. I don't mean that.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting show because, like, if you don't, it's not like must see TV. If you want to just watch a show that has like a good match, you know you're gonna see a good match on that show, at least one. That's what it's definitely like a show you put on in the background and nothing like you have to view. But main event, we saw Blair Davenport challenge for the NXT UK Women's Championship against Meiko Satomura in a Japanese death match. I don't know. I mean, the Japanese death matches I've seen. Oh no, I'm sorry, not death match. A street fight. I apologize. Japanese street fight, whatever that means. I don't know. It seems like a regular street fight to me, but it was a Japanese one. Great match, but unfortunately, at the end of the match, Blair Davenport goes for some kind of double stomp off the ladder to the apron, and when she lands, just twists her ankle or something. Ankle, lower leg, something. I don't know. I don't know if they ever officially diagnosed it, but screaming in pain, and it really showed because it was an empty arena for the show, so you could hear everything. And that scream didn't sound like kayfabe; it sounded like something really hurt. And after the show, she left just a Twitter mention out saying, "I'm good. I'll be back sooner than later." So best of luck. Well wishes to Blair Davenport. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it looked like it was like she brought a knee, but I guess apparently it's not that bad.
Yeah, it was whew. Yeah, I hate that. Somebody else got hurt like that, and you could just hear them screaming. I think it was the Mae Young Classic. It was another small arena show. You could just hear like, was it Tegan? I think it was Tegan.
It lines up with Tegan.
It might have been Tegan. I just remember she was like screaming, like, it was like, ugh, sounded terrible. Yeah, man, get well soon to Blair Davenport.
The match was cool up to that point, though.
Yeah, good match. They had a good match.
Back.
That was the rematch. They had a good match before that, but yeah, we'll see. At this point, I don't know who's gonna take that belt off of Mako. I don't even know who the next challenger could be. I guess maybe I don't even know the women heel. Maybe Ginny or something. I don't know. But they already did Ginny, so might be a face. Next up, Joey Janela. AEW contract status. A lot of contract talk going on earlier today on one of the radio shows. Usually on Wednesday, Tony Khan does his rounds on. It might have been on Busted Open because I know he has a segment talking about contracts, and he realizes that after signing all these people, some people aren't getting re-signed, and it's kind of the first time he's publicly said that out loud. Like, hey, people ain't gonna be here. So one of the people who's kind of in limbo with their contract right now is Joey Janela, who said a quote on I believe the wrestling podcast for Barstool, said, "I don't talk to them as in AEW management. Yeah, I get a check, but I don't know what's going on. Some rumor says my contract is up on April 30th, so I don't know what the fuck is going on. I think it will continue. If it doesn't, I'll look like a fucking idiot right now." So it seemed like Janela had no idea. Janela could be very blunt. Janela can also be a troll. So right. I don't know if he's for sure, but I would hope he would know when his contract is up. It doesn't even sound like he knows what day it's over. He's just kind of like, yeah, at some point it's gonna end up. So
does he want to be there?
I'm not sure. It seems like he'd want to be there. I mean, it's a paycheck, and he still gets to do his GCW stuff. So
I assume he's not on one of them pay per appearance deals that a lot of them guys have.
He might be. He might end up being on that.
I ain't seen Joey Janela on TV.
He exclusively works dark. I don't remember the last time Joey Janela has been on TV. It's been a long time. Do you care?
No, I don't care. Dude, who cares about Joey Janela? That's a loser. I don't even care. Last I
did see a Joey Janela. He had a street fight with Sonny Kiss, and it was actually all right. It was straight.
That's when he debuted the muscle that we've never seen on TV either.
I think she might have already have been there. I think she might have already showed up by then, but she was all a part of that storyline. I thought it was so funny too, because like during the match, this is the first, like, I don't know, because Sonny Kiss is a more feminine like man, like she Sonny identifies as a man, but she's beating the brakes off that girl, and it was like no big deal because he's like more feminine. So I thought it was a really interesting dynamic. Like no one like batted an eye that a grown ass man was beating his girl's ass. It was just like, whatever. It was really weird. I don't know, but
you know the fan base is over there.
Shout out to Sonny Kiss, man. Yeah, man. Let's look no further. We had an action-packed episode of AEW. I want to get that out the way because it's fresh in my mind. Yeah. So let's get to AEW.
Oh, wait, guys. Look who it is. What the hell's he doing here?
Is that can't be. That's a switchblade, Jay White! Oh my God! Jay White! Are you kidding me? From New Japan Pro Wrestling has walked through the forbidden door!
No serious.
Jay White in AEW.
All right. So, off the rip, the first hour, well, at least like the first 45 minutes, very, very promo heavy. We start off with Wardlow comes out, no music. And
Carrying out the cardboard.
bring out some cardboard cutouts of MJF. He hands the papers to what's homeboy's name? The announcer dude. I just forgot his name that fast.
Justin Roberts.
Hey, read this. So out comes FTR, Tully. Out comes chairman.
All to music, by the way. Wardlow
out to
didn't
music.
get any music.
Wardlow, no music. So they keep that storyline going, and him being the stepchild, the lackey for the Pinnacle. And then my man MJF comes out on like one of the little like platform thing, a bunch of grown men carrying him around. I guess 2 shorties with him. He gets a kiss on the cheek. He makes out another one.
Yeah, he
went in the ring.
Dumb on one of them. I'm like, relax, man.
Man, we are. So I saw somebody online say, I wish I remember. I gotta like start saving tweets when I see them so I can like actually quote them when they say it. Someone said he kissed her like he learned how to kiss from watching porn. I thought that was really funny. What do you think of the entrance?
I thought it was hard. I mean, it reminded me of King Corbin, so it ain't nothing I've never seen before.
Yeah,
no matter
Corbin,
what JR said.
Mabel.
They were trying to sell it like, we've never seen anybody come out like this. I'm just like, all right.
Maybe Shivani hasn't. Jim Ross definitely has. Jim Ross definitely has.
He just signed his board this week, so that was good too.
Jim Ross?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go hard on Jim Ross right now. He's going through a lot, so I'm gonna chill out. I don't want to go too crazy on Jim Ross, but you know, Jim Ross is Jim Ross. In 2022, you know what you're gonna get from Jim Ross. If he's interested in the match, he'll let you know he's interested. If he's not interested,
oh yeah, he gonna
let you know he's not interested in this. So MJF comes out, he talks his shit. You know what it is. He talks about how he beat Punk 2 times in a row in one night. Great match, by the way. Did you enjoy that match from last week?
Yeah. I thought it was just a little bit overbooked, but honestly, it's one of the better matches I've seen on Dynamite.
Yeah, really well paced, in my opinion.
I just think it was necessary to have the fake finish.
I like the fake finish.
It was just overbooked. It was unnecessary. Maybe, how long was the match? 40 minutes?
Yeah, probably like 35-ish. Yeah, 35-ish, 40-ish.
It wasn't necessary. You didn't have to add that kind of heat to it. Like I think the feud has enough heat with all the talking, so the fake finish, especially considering he still won the match. When you see that fake finish, I thought, yeah, Punk's about to win. But I like that they switched it up on us and had MJF win. Because he can still talk his shit, so that's cool. But
yeah, so it can extend the promo. I mean, the feud going forward if they want to take it to Revolution.
I don't want to take this to Revolution.
I mean, what else they gonna do? What do you want to do? MJF can't wrestle for the belt yet because Adam Cole's up next. So I mean, MJF got to do something. It's only a couple weeks from now.
I don't understand that either. So do the 2 wins? I guess the 1 win counts. When did the rankings reset? Like the first?
They reset at the beginning of the year. So on January 1st is when they reset. So Cole hasn't lost yet. Officially, Cole hasn't lost yet.
MJF hadn't lost.
MJF.
What was the last pinfall he had?
MJF has never lose. They've been. I don't know. He lost like a tag match like a year ago. But like MJF, he doesn't. It's really weird how they like strategically keep him out of the number 1 contendership spot. It's really weird. Like they're like, I know obviously once he's in there, he's going to win the championship. It seemed inevitable that MJF is going to win that championship. It just kind of whenever they put him in that spot for right now. So I guess they're just trying to stall as long as possible before putting him in that match. But yeah, so he comes out talking that shit. CM Punk comes out, no music. He don't have time for music. He ready to, he needs action right now. He calls out, instead of calling out MJF, he actually calls out Wardlow and tells Wardlow like, hey, look, you can you don't have to rock with these guys. You better than that. Wardlow was like, Sean, you ain't gotta do this. You don't have to do this, man. You don't. And then
I do think Punk's right, because I mean, what happens if Wardlow gets fired from MJF? You see how quick Tony Khan is to hire somebody.
Tony Khan, we getting the graphic immediately. So yeah, CM Punk's like, hey, I got backup too. So Sting and Darby Allin come out. They're kind of beefing with FTR. So we got that. He gets challenged to a tag match. It's FTR versus CM Punk, the challenge of his choosing. We will see later. But first, Wardlow has a match with who was it? My man, The Blade. quick
That
match,
match was
quick
so
beatdown.
weird because he
Like,
had to go
what's
back
that?
to the back to change.
I
It's
would.
like you were already in the ring. So does he keep his singlet under the suit?
I think he had the single under the suit. I think that's fire.
If
That's
you
hard.
stay ready.
Yeah, you stay ready. You have to get ready. I'm with that.
It's like when you're in high school, you wear basketball shorts under your jeans.
Under your jeans.
Just in
Yeah,
case.
that's a nasty era. That's a nasty era we was living in doing that. That's
You wear
gross.
basketball shorts just to go to class.
That's gross. I remember I used to shoot basketball before homeroom, so I already broke a sweat in before
Okay, you
homeroom.
wild.
I was living reckless.
Before homeroom,
I was
you
living
moving at
reckless.
7 a.m.
Nasty times. So Wardlow Blade, it's a squash. Wardlow beat his ass, gives him 4 power bombs, and once again Shawn Spears steals the thunder. So we're still keeping that going. I mean, I don't.
Segment.
I'm kind of over it too. They can only drag this out for so long before I don't care. But the crowd's still into it. Wardlow's still getting big ovations whenever he does the power bomb spot. So I mean, if it's working for them,
When do you think they're gonna turn Wardlow? Revolution.
Maybe Revolution. I think that'd be, at this point they're getting to the point where they're like basically saying it to our faces, like, hey, this guy's unhappy with the Pinnacle and he wants out. Like easy, they're showing it to our faces, like at this point. So it seems obvious that it would make sense to me do this at Revolution. Probably screw MJF out of whatever match he's having. So that'll probably be what happens. Yeah, that was it for that segment. And then next up on the list, we went for one promo, a quick match to another promo. I was really surprised by that. Heavy promos, like I said, for the first 45 minutes. Inner Circle team meeting. Jericho, Hager, who we haven't seen in months. I don't know where Hager's been. And Sammy 2 belts comes out. No Pride and Powerful. Jericho starts it off like, hey, I don't know where you guys are at. Haven't heard from them all day. They come out. They're talking a lot of shit. Saying like, we don't, you know what I mean? Jericho, first of all, he was on his real conservative Republican vibe. He's like, look what I did for you boys. This and that. I did this for y'all. Yeah, real appreciative.
And they're like,
hey,
what have you done for us?
Hey, hold on. You can't talk to
You
them like
got
that. So
show you how
yeah.
a white man puts you guys in your face.
it was this. I like this segment, but also it was kind of weird because I wasn't really sure who they were portraying as the face and who was the heel. I don't know if they were trying to make Pride and Powerful the heels in that situation. But from what it seemed like, they seemed justified in what they said. They said, you know what, you've been holding us back.
They're absolutely justified.
Yeah, I don't see how that would be a heel situation.
This is what the 4th Inner Circle breakup segment we've gotten to.
They've done this a couple times.
And they're still no close to getting the gold. Again, you guys have to have championship aspirations. Jericho lost the belt and was just like, I don't need it again. Pride and Powerful, we want titles. And Jericho is the influence, and what is he doing for him?
Yeah, for an influencer, you ain't even influencing the management to put Pride and Powerful on Dynamite. Because I don't remember last time they had a match on Dynamite.
Oh yeah, they're Rampage staple. Oh, that's what I found out this week during all my research. That's what all the minorities and women are. It's on Rampage. They hide them at 10 o'clock on Fridays. It was like 4 women segments in an hour. They had 2 black men main event. It was an okay match too. I got nice things to say about AEW. I know Cyrus is gonna be disappointed.
Cyrus will be all right. He'll be all right. And that's to see some AEW positivity on the podcast. It's hard.
I think he's secretly a fan. I've seen like a dude with a paper bag in a couple of these crowds.
That's it. You said Cyrus in the crowd with a paper bag. Ashamed.
I think he posted that he was going to a Dua Lipa concert, but I heard that he was at the Booster Collins Foundation.
Oh,
he track for the Keith Lee story. I heard he was coming.
You think you're doing ad libs?
Yeah, man.
Oh shit. Maybe he's inviting Dua Lipa on the project. That's hard. Go ahead. Also, for anybody who knows, we're definitely gonna review that. I don't know when we're gonna do it. I kind of want to do like a live listenings party. I don't know how we're gonna do this, but we're gonna review it.
Dark our elevation this week, so they were playing some of the tracks during the entrances. So if you want like a sneak peek, I'm not gonna say anything.
Nah, I want to go in blind.
But guys in the Discord, if you're listening, just watch the black people on AEW Dark and Elevation. Just skip the whole thing. When you see a black person come out, press play. You're gonna hear a sneak peek at this project. You won't be disappointed.
Yo, shout out to Josiah. That's all I got to say about the mixtape. So yeah, next week we're gonna have Jake Hager and Chris Jericho against Pride and Powerful. Should be fun. I don't know, but it'll be. I don't know if it's gonna be a fun match. I don't know. I never know. I never know with Jericho and Hager, but I think Pride and Powerful enough to give them a decent match. Next
Hager's
up,
definitely taking that pin.
Oh, for sure. I would think so. Yeah.
Is this when Kingston comes back? Because I think he said he's close to 100%.
What's wrong? What is he injured?
Yeah, he broke his orbital bone.
When the hell that happened?
Who knows?
Oh shoot!
Man stopped smoking cigarettes and breaks his eye. Same week.
It'd be like that sometime. So next up, the Forbidden Door, Part 1. We see who are them boys? Who are they talking to? Who are they talking to backstage? Roppongi Vice. Yeah, Roppongi Vice was backstage talking about they have a match on Rampage against the Young Bucks, which is a match that was supposed to happen about a month ago, but I believe either Romero got COVID or he had an injury, one of the two, but the match couldn't happen at that time. So they're doing it now. They're probably doing it as we speak. Then Adam Cole comes out, jumps the guy from behind, 3-on-2, and then we see the back of somebody. We read the jacket. It says Switchblade. Jay White has gone through the Forbidden Door. Bullet Club is all good. They're back together. The band's back together. Bullet Club for life. So, yeah, Jay White in AEW. We don't know what kind of capacity he's going to be in there. If this is a full-time thing, just one of those situations like what they did with Kenta, where he was there for a week and then kind of
went on his way.
You think it's kind of a one-off?
You know, as soon as the next person debut, he got that graphic immediately.
They might give him the graphic next week if he wrestles.
That's true.
Whatever they do with Jay White. So, what do you think, man? Are you a fan of Jay White's work? Are you familiar with it at all?
I think it's cool for them, but it still has to equate to something. Like, if it's just a one-off match, I mean, cool. But
it'll be a
probably
cool
gonna wrestle somebody I don't want to see. If it's not Jay White versus Brian or Jay White versus Hangman or shit, I even take Jay White versus Cole at this point just to get that stink off of him. But they're gonna give him somebody lame that can take a loss. So I like Sowers always says, I'm open to be impressed. So it depends on what they do with him, which I think they are going to position him well if he stays. But that makes me worried for the next person that we're about to talk about. Okay,
well, let's get into that because immediately after that promo happens, immediately they did. It's the second time they've done this debut back-to-back thing. So I didn't like it the first time. This time, I guess, was a little bit better because it wasn't like they were both in the ring to overshadow it.
Right.
So I was kind of like, okay, it's somewhat. I still don't like it, but it's somewhat better. But we got Isaiah Cassidy versus the debuting Keith Lee, and the crowd goes crazy.
That crowd was hot and AC.
I can't believe they did all this for Atlantic City of all places. I'm from there. I'm from there. I'm like, yeah, you don't deserve all this, bro. So Keith Lee debuted, and he looks good. He looks healthy. Looks in a good mood. Just had his wedding. So did he I don't know if he left his honeymoon to pop into Atlantic City real quick and then go back on his honeymoon.
I think that picture they posted was a misdirection.
It probably was. Me personally, I'm not leaving my honeymoon to go wrestle. Fuck that. But
shit, he been off work for like 3 months. He'll probably get your ass back to work.
He was like, we need, you know what I mean? This wedding ain't cheap, bro. So Keith Lee comes out, he looks good. Basically, I don't want to say it's a squad. I would say it was like, I saw Justin say it was like 50-50. It wasn't 50-50. It was like 75-25. They gave Isaiah Cassidy a couple punches.
Cassidy got too much offense in.
You think so?
I will say that. Yeah. Like that man was throwing that man around. He just bouncing. He sold nothing. As soon as he get drop kicked by Isaiah Cassidy, Keith Lee drops to a knee on the outside. It's just like, come on, man. Act like you've been here before.
Hey,
I hate the way that Isaiah Cassidy wrestles. I think I put in the Discord the other day that he wrestles like Dominic Mysterio. Same pace. It's just super slow.
You know what they both have in common? They both need to be in that PC.
Exactly. Because somebody in that PC would tell Mark Quinn, stop doing that with your fucking hair. I hate it. The man has braids on one side.
Let that man express himself.
Don't encourage this kind of behavior, man.
Let that man express black boy joy. All right, so yeah, Keith Lee comes out. He looks good, man. I'm happy for him. Hopefully, his health is. I'm just more concerned. I hope his health is good and he's happy where he's at. That's fine. We're gonna see where he goes next. He's in the ladder match, and that's a match he can lose.
He's definitely winning that match.
I don't think he needs to win the match. It's a match he can lose because he doesn't have to get pinned. So it's a multi-man. So it could be something he could lose. And I'm fine with that. I'm sure he'll get a cool spot. He's gonna do something crazy, do a flip or something. I think
they're setting it up for what? Andrade, Darby, Keith. How many people in this ladder match?
I think there was
5, 6.
I think there were 7 last time. You could do the wild card. There was 7 last time. I actually
read the cue cards when Sammy came out. He mentioned like those 3 guys.
Oh.
So I think it's leading to at least Andrade, then maybe Keith. But yeah, Keith's not touching that heavyweight title picture. He's gonna be a TNT title staple. He's probably gonna take it off Sammy. Oh yes, take it off Sammy. Here comes Cody.
I'll say this much. Keith Lee, AEW needed a guy like Keith Lee. They don't have anybody who looks like him. He has to be the biggest guy on the roster. Outside of Paul White, he has to be the biggest guy on the roster at this point. And he can move. So that's good for AEW. They need that. They need less of the super kick guy, indie-rific guys. Keith Lee is the indie-rific kind of guy, but at least he's a different kind of indie-rific guy. If we're gonna do the indie thing, at least it's somewhat different. It's a big boy, and I'm here for the big boys.
I want to see less of the flippy shit though. So hopefully he does less of that and more.
He's doing the flippy shit. I'm gonna tell you that right now. He's absolutely doing it. That's what that crowd wants. They want that flippy cutesy shit, and that's what they're gonna get. And Keith Lee, I'm sure Keith Lee happily
obliged.
Gonna
hurt somebody. You see how smart these people are over there?
Yeah, he gonna squash somebody with a bug. Good.
You saw this shade that Orton may or may not have sent his way about being safe in the ring, taking care of your opponent.
You think that was a shot at
Oh yeah, that was. Who else could he admit about? He was talking about a big guy. It had to be either him or Karrion.
Karrion ain't big.
Exactly.
Keith Lee towers over Karrion. So yeah.
And Randy actually wrestled Keith.
That's so. You know what? It's so weird because we did hear those things about like he may or may not have been a problem to work with backstage. It's weird, and Keith Lee's been so cryptic in everything he does all the time. That man talks in riddles. He literally one point he quoted Yoda, and I wasn't even sure with the Yoda quote. And I wasn't even sure with the Yoda quote because I'm like, I can see Keith Lee saying something like that anyway. It was some weird dorky shit. But
I'm waiting on that first promo.
Good luck.
The first promo is going to be crazy.
Interesting. It's gonna be real interesting. Main event: Lance Archer, Hangman Page, Texas Death Match. The build for this didn't really care. The build was weak. With that being said, like the match. I did like this match.
They only had like 5 minutes to get their shit in, but it was a good 5 minutes.
No, it was longer than that.
10
Don't
minutes.
do that.
I think the match started
it was a good 12 to 15 minutes. Yeah, it probably was like.
Did Punk and Mox have to go that long? Because that definitely ran longer than the main event.
I like that match though.
It was a good match. It was overbooked too.
That's the thing with FTR matches though. We'll get to it later, but like the thing, they have to go long because they have to get all their little old school little spots in. Their matches always seem to go a little longer than everybody else just because they want to get all they're so articulate. They want every little old school spot to pop Jim Cornette on his podcast or something. So yeah, but as for the main event, man, starts off real from the back. For some reason, it's a random glass pane in the entranceway. I don't know why, but Hangman gets thrown.
Doesn't he break the glass when he comes out? Doesn't he like shatter glass?
Oh, I've never seen him do that before.
Shit, you're the expert, so I take your word.
What are you like, Stone Cold? But so throws Hangman Page to the glass. Glass is broken. Hangman bleeding off the rip within like the first minute, which I've known. I think every big match he's had since he won that belt, he's been bleeding.
That's true.
He was bleeding for Brian
every match.
So he's only had like 2 matches this year.
Free Hangman.
So I was wondering maybe he was like still a little injured, and that's why they were just kind of like chilling. But because he didn't really work, and he wasn't really on TV a lot. He was doing like promos here and there. It was really weird. it was a really Hey, it was just a really weird build for this match. It seemed like he wasn't there, or like he wasn't even really a focus of the show, which is interesting.
Yeah, because they tried their best to, I guess, feature this match over the last 3 weeks, but yeah, I just wasn't. Everybody knew that Paige was gonna win, so it kind of took me out. Plus, a couple of spots were just like, I don't know, like that power bomb he took on the steel steps.
That
like,
was nasty. Better than me. I wouldn't have did that. That was nasty.
I'm not gonna say he knows so. He popped his ass up faster than a normal person.
Do you think so? Yeah, no, I didn't like Wardlow pick him up, but once he picked him up, he started doing the punched him in the head a couple of times when he not Wardlow. What did I say? Wardlow. Archer. Yeah, at some point, Dan Lambert comes out from like under the ring, takes off the top rope. I don't know why.
Why is Dan Lambert there?
I don't know.
Have they ever explained why he's with Archer?
No, he just showed up one day.
Is Archer part of ATT?
I don't know. They no one's told me. I couldn't tell you. He just showed up with them one day. He blew my mind because Jake Roberts is a great talker. That's what he's known for. I don't see why you need. I don't know.
And it's like they're setting them up to break up too. Like, I don't understand this show sometimes.
I also appreciate that they just kind of skipped over the whole Brady damn Lambert thing that happened last week. Thank God. But
there was no mention of that.
Thank God. Speaking of, I'd rather than just not mention it ever again. Like act like it never even happened. But speaking of, Jake Roberts, he does his little short arm clothesline thing, and then he teases the DDT. And in my head, I'm thinking, if that man does a DDT on the outside, he is not getting back up. They got to lift him off the ground.
I wanted him to do it too.
I kind of hope he did it too.
Try it.
That would be hard. But yeah, man, match is really bloody. Ending spot is some people might think it was corny. I thought it was a really fun spot where the ref goes to pick up the barbed wire off the ground. Hangman does a somersault over the ref to do the lariat to the outside through some tables. Great spot, I thought. Very creative, and that's how he wins the match with a 10 count. He gets back in the ring. Lance Archer can't get up, and he retains the championship. If you were to give this a rating out of 5, what are we doing?
3.5.
3.5. Wow, I gave it a 4. Why 3.5? What was missing for you?
The commercial took me out of it because it was a short match too, and that power bomb on the steps that should have ended the match. That shouldn't have been a transitional move, anything like that. But yeah, it was a good hardcore match. It was one of the better ones I've seen on that television. But yeah, I'm not a big Archer fan either, so because I thought this feud was a waste of time.
I don't care about Lance Archer either, but I guess they needed somebody to front to wrestle who they can just beat. And
somebody who could take an L.
They needed somebody who looked credible but could take the L. Because
I would have liked to be Miro. Like, where is he?
I asked this on Twitter today. I think he's hurt. I think he's out. He's injured
again.
Yeah, I think he's injured, so that's why we haven't seen him. Because he kind of disappeared. I'm not sure. They might have said why he's out, but I believe there's an injury. But
his last match was the Brian match, right?
I think so. I believe that was the last match he had. I could look it up on Cage Match. But that's all the main stuff we want to get into. We'll do some quick hits real quick. Just 3 matches. CM Punk and John Moxley, the mystery partner, against FTR. I really like this match a lot. I like the FTR match. I won't even lie to you. I don't like. It's funny because I don't like them as people, like in real life. Like from at least what they've shown themselves to be. They seem kind of corny, but also they wrestle really good. So I can't really like. I don't know these guys personally, but they come off kind of corny. So, but wrestling wise, I'll never knock them. These guys are great. I love that old school shit. They do the old school thing. The music's fire. I like everything about FTR right now. I surprisingly, I kind of wish they were deeper in the tag team kind of division, but they're kind of doing their own thing. What do you think?
It is so hard to keep up that tag division too.
Yeah,
I got to watch Rampage to see who's the champion because that's the only show that.
They're definitely Jurassic Express are definitely a Rampage exclusive team at this point. I don't remember last
time they've been on a Gun Club match this week to prepare myself for this show, and I don't appreciate that.
Yo, can I ask you a question? Gun Club music is fire, right? Am I the only one who thinks Gun Club music is fire? That's just hard. It's like a Western.
See, Hangman has the best Western music to me out there, so
yeah, his shit sound real epic. Like it seems like a epic battle's about to happen.
Yeah, I wish he could come out on a horse every week. But I like the match. It's just too long. Thought it was overbooked again because Punk can't be going this long on these matches. That boy was gassed at the end of that. Like he was huffing. Like that when he tried to pick up
Tully. When you tried to pick up Tully off the ground.
I'm like, Tully Blanchard has to be like 170, and he was struggling. I thought it was a playing spot for a second. I'm like, oh no.
Like he could come down and get in the back. Nah, he just slipped. It said he's 225. Also,
the ref that suck. Fellas is all in the ring.
This is the most oblivious crew of referees I've ever seen. They are, because I hate the cliche, the trope in WWE where like the referee gets like tapped and he's down for like 5 minutes. I think I'd rather have that than the ref just being so fucking oblivious to literally like something that's happening right behind you. Like you can't hear it. I hate it. It's one of those dumb wrestling tropes I wish they would stop, but both companies do it. But I feel like AEW is a lot more blatant with theirs. It's like,
oh yeah,
it makes their refs look really, really dumb. And it's like refs are supposed to be a little dumb, but it makes them like, what are y'all even qualified for this job? The way y'all, I hate it, but that's just a little nitpick here and there.
And I didn't like I think FTR hit I don't even know what the name of the move is, but it's the Shatter Machine. And
Big Rig. It's called the Big Rig.
I think Moxley broke it up, but like, which one is it? Dax? He just looked at Mox just come in the ring and just break up the pin. It's just like, positioning wise, that was a bad optic to me. Because they hit the move clean. So
yeah, you
could have cut out the ring and won the match, but that's just a small nitpick. I probably gave that match.
I went
3.75.
That's literally what I did. That I put 3.75.
I thought it was better than the main event.
We're on the same wavelength. That's fair. You know what? Excuse me. When it comes to hardcore matches, I feel like it's one of those like acquired tastes. Either you really like those or you don't. So I can understand that. Next up, we actually have the TBS champion on TBS. We get Jade Cargill defend her championship against AQA, formerly known as Zaina Ramir in NXT, student of Booker T. So this match,
what's the match?
AEW has this problem where, well, not even a problem, where they're just choosing to do it. Where like they'll have a women's match around 9:30, but half the match will be during a commercial, and I can't focus on a match during a commercial. So that already hurts it off. 1, 2, the match was going fine until it seemed like I don't know who messed up where, but it looked like AQA was supposed to do something on the top rope, and she slipped. She couldn't keep her balance. She fell off. So they had to think of something on the fly. The only problem with that is that neither of them have a lot of experience, so they kind of got stuck on what they wanted to do. They were kind of like just awkwardly dancing in the ring for like 30 seconds. Yeah. And I had my headphones on watching the show because I watched it from my computer, so I could like do the spreadsheet and everything and like write the notes out. And I had my headphones on, so I don't know if you could hear it, but like when they were in the corner on the other side, like the camera was really close to them, you could literally hear Bryce Remsburg say, "Push her off of her crossbody," yep. And that's what they did. You could hear I think he was like, "Oh, we got to finish this match up." So
I think he even motioned too to push.
He might have motion. I think he did. He probably did because they looked like they had 2 deers in headlights out there. They didn't know what the hell to do. I'm not faulting them for that because they're both, neither of them have a lot of experience, which is it's a weird.
Besides that one mishap, I thought she made Jade look good, especially considering we only see her on this TV show every 4 weeks now.
Yeah, she's very rarely is she on TBS wrestling. So
and it's just a weird title reign for me because they have so many women out it. You can give her a legit feud. Like give her something. Like I don't like the whole open challenge thing that they're doing with the TBS title. Like that's a TNT thing. So I get. I
feel like they're doing it for both the mid card titles. I guess
but they're sprinkling it in like some kind of story with the TNT title. So they're giving you something with at least intent. There are no women stepping up to Jade.
Yeah, it's interesting. After the Ruby Soho situation, there hasn't really been much. No, I haven't seen any wrestler say they have any aspiration for the TBS championship. Right. I've heard people say it for the women's championship, but not for the actual like TBS championship. Because like if you watch, earlier in the show, Darby's talking about, I want the TNT championship. I want back in on that. Yeah, like people who are aspiring to go for that championship. We don't have that for Jade, so it's kind of just like we're getting these random matches, and we, it doesn't feel like Jade doesn't seem like she's in jeopardy. And I think she's not going to be interesting. to the crowd, because I'll be honest, the crowd didn't really care until the shooting star press spot. But like, I think once she starts having matches where it looks like her streak's in jeopardy, then I think it'll get a little more interesting. But right now, she's just having matches, and
right.
Did you get
like Serena Deeb was right there behind this match. Like, give Serena Deeb something too, because I think Serena Deeb can help Jade grow in a program where she can lose.
Unfortunately, they're both heels, so that means you'd have to flip one of them. I don't think you want to flip Serena because you just turned heel. I think she's doing an incredible job. However, with that being said, Serena Deeb versus something Arquette. I'm assuming she's related to Katie Arquette. I'm assuming she's related to David Arquette. I don't know what the relation is, but that's cool. I guess.
Say that on the show?
No, but she's been on Dark before. I know that, and I think I asked the question before. Is she related to David Arquette? I think she might be his daughter. I'm not sure. If that's his daughter, that's really cool. I think that's pretty cool. After all these years, former WCW champion, now your daughter's a wrestler. That's pretty cool. But yeah, that whole segment seemed kind of pointless. It was a 5-minute challenge, but it was really like 90 seconds. I'm not even sure why they did that, but I believe that's the first time AEW had a show where there's 2 women's matches on it. So
you saying that was a heel woman down match?
I was gonna say a different word, but I'm not gonna say that word. I can imagine Tony Khan saying that too. But yeah, that was AEW. Anything else you want to talk about? There was a tease for, I believe, I think it's gonna be a Pentagon Dark, a tease for that. So
I hope they explain it.
It's just Pentagon Dark. They haven't explained anything in that universe yet. Pac was blind, but he wasn't blind. Malachi Black is doing other supernatural shit.
I put that in my notes because I think when I was watching Rampage. So is Malachi Black just Bray Wyatt in AEW now? If he just spits on you, he changes you forever? Because Julia Hart's doing the Alexa Bliss shit right now. And I know this because I had to watch 2 episodes of AEW Dark this week. And she was on both episodes.
Yeah, he's racking them wins up. I think she'll eventually join Malachi and the whole House of Black. I think that's probably the plan. She's gonna start rocking with them.
It's just, I hope they do something cool with him.
That'd be cool. He kind of. So there's like, we've talked about this before on the show. There's like different like kind of side universes within the AEW system, which makes it kind of feel disjointed sometimes. There's whatever Cody's doing. There's whatever like Britt Baker's doing. Is whatever the Elite is doing, and then it's mostly those 3. We're like they kind of just feel very disjointed. And then the Malachi universe, whatever they got going on over there, the supernatural shit. And it just, it's like there's no rules over there. It's just people are teleporting, doing this and that. I'm cool with supernatural gimmick. It just straight because they don't feel like they're part of the show. They feel like they're their own separate thing.
Everything feels disjointed on this show. Yeah. And it's just like, I think the issues that people have with the show are legitimate when it's just like, it can be so much better, but you guys are holding yourself back to please a couple people on Twitter. Yeah. Or to prove that you're not Vince McMahon. For what? Even when Tony Khan's talking about, the contracts running out, all of this, we letting them expire, so we're not technically cutting them. And it's like, you're still holding them back. Like, if they can go get a check somewhere else, allow them to go get paid. Don't just hold a talented guy back just because you feel bad about possibly cutting them. Jobs cut people every day. It's a job.
Yeah. So. I'm with you on that. But yeah, that's AEW. Let's get into NXT.
You don't mess with us. I told you. You come out here, Tommaso, you want to take my spot? Dolph Ziggler. You have the nerve to show up and try to steal my moment? This is my time. Things happen, and mi tiempo. And Braun, I told you, you're young, you're inexperienced, you're even ugly. You can't be the NXT champion, which is why next Tuesday, come Vengeance Day, I'm gonna snatch the NXT championship from your ugly body, and I'm gonna bring it to the most powerful group there is in this industry.
Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, I didn't take no notes, so I have to go look up what the hell happened on NXT because I kind of forgot. But let's get into it. You took some notes. Good. You might have to carry the segment then. Let's start it off. First of all, Dusty Cup. I'm gonna do both Dusty Cup matches back to back. First one we get Creed brother, my guys, the Creed brothers against Grizzly Young Vets, also my guys. So two of my favorite teams. Man, this match was awesome. Them boys was hitting. It's cool to see Creed brothers work from under. They've been doing that a lot lately in matches where they're kind of in the face position and they're working from under. And I think that's good for them. They're great. I think Julius had the great hot tag. The crowd was going crazy for that. And then
Julius is the tall one, right?
Julius is the skinnier, tall one. He's the
brute.
They're both crazy white boys, but I believe Julius is the crazier white boy. You know what I'm talking. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like when I'm talking about, like you everybody knows them white boys that like they're a little wild. Like you don't want to really fuck with them like that. That's them. Like if I went to college with them dudes, I don't want to be around them dudes when they get mad. I don't know what they might do. They're wild boys.
On you go the other way.
Yeah, you don't be around them. But they also be like the coolest guys, you know, like on some other shit. Like if they're your friend, they'll buy you
you want them in your corner.
Yeah, you know they'll buy you drinks and shit at the bar. They're that guy. They're those guys. But
you just don't want to play Madden because you might hear a slur or two. So
nah, don't do that to Creed, brother. They're not doing that. Don't do that. But so yeah, match was incredible. There's a really cool angle. There's a really cool camera angle. Probably the best spot of the night where I believe it was James Drake was like perched up on the turnbuckle, and then Brutus like pushed Zach Gibson into that same turnbuckle, and then like Julius Creed like runs up off of Brutus's back and then does like a superplex off. But like the angle of it, you can see like the whole crowd stand up at the same time, and it was such a cool angle. I've never seen that before.
Jump on the top rope.
Yeah,
for that
superplex. I think he jumped.
I don't think he touched Brutus.
You didn't? Why'd you?
I think he jumped straight up.
Oh, that's fire. That makes it even more fire. I'm about to run that back. But yeah, great spot. That was really cool. And then the end, Julius Creed goes for the finish it, but Brutus is like, hold on. I'm the legal man. Let me handle this. Big Larry on the ground, pin 1, 2, 3. They go into the finals. What do you think of this match?
Oh, I gave it a 4.5.
Ooh.
That's my favorite match of the week.
Okay.
They went crazy. Because that new camera angle was real nice. It was nicely put. I didn't expect it. The crowd rose all at the same time. So it made
that was a real cool visual. But from what I heard, I saw this on, I don't believe it, but I believe they're trying something with where they're gonna have the cameraman in the ring, which seems kind of that sounds like a recipe for disaster in my opinion. If they're gonna have a cameraman going in and out of the ring. But I mean, if you're gonna give us cool shots like that, I guess. But I really just hope everybody stays safe and nobody breaks nothing trying to avoid a cameraman. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah,
I don't see how this is gonna translate to the main roster. But I gotta get it in NXT because that space is so confined now, especially since all the changes. They have very little space, so it's probably difficult for some of them cameramen.
Them adding them extra people into that crowd made such a difference. That crowd is so live every week now. They got those other losers out, whoever were trying to hijack the show. It just the experience of NXT 2.0 is so much better than it was even like a month ago. I think now that we're familiar with the characters, the crowd's familiar with the characters, they have their favorites and they can react accordingly. Like I said a couple weeks ago, once they did all the world building, we were going to get back to the NXT that, you know, we loved initially. And I think we're here now. We're getting right to that point. They've had a string of really good shows and this show was no different. And this match, start off the show, banger.
All right, I need the Creeds moved up ASAP. I know they're big on the Creeds over there, so yeah, do whatever it takes.
I still think they need a little more seasoning, but I also kind of like that about them because it almost looks dangerous wrestling them. Like I'm sure they're wrestling safe, but it almost looks like, oh, these niggas are really hitting these boys and like just throwing them on their head. So I'm kind of like, I don't want them to be too polished. I kind of like where they're at right now because it's something different. No one in NXT really wrestling that those guys are. Maybe Braun Breaker, but even he's a little more polished. Even he's a little more polished than these guys are. It's just like these guys are just rough and like, but you see the potential, you see the talent. You know these guys are a real deal. And I don't think they're that old. I don't think either of them are older than like 26. I don't know how old these guys are. Let me see if I can see it.
I think they're like younger than that.
Let me see if I can get their ages real quick. One was born in Where the hell is it? 96, 94. So yeah, they're in their mid 20s. So yeah, I don't know how old that is. How old is that?
Big future here. GYV made them look amazing too, so you got to give them credit. They were selling everything for them boys.
I love GYV. I'm a big fan of GYV.
Do you think GYV has a future on the main roster?
They still haven't really figured out their gimmick yet. At first, but at one point they were like scammers, and they kind of like stopped doing that. So I don't know where they go from here. But
because I had that thought last night, I was like, "What does GYV look like on the main roster?" I don't think it's a spot for them. So I think they have to change something drastically about the package. I think they can do it in ring, but as far as like presentation,
I don't know where they like. That's what I'm saying. I think they're still trying to figure themselves out. Side note, real quick, I just saw it across the timeline. YNW Melly, they're trying to get him for a death penalty. Just want to put that out. That's interesting. That had nothing to do with anything. I just saw that. That kind of threw me off. But
yeah, he is in Florida.
Yeah, he is in Florida. He ain't lying. Other Dusty Cup match. There were no other transition to get away from that. MSK versus Team BBC of Idris Inoue and Malik Blade.
I'm not calling them folks in.
I don't remember this match as well as the other match. I do remember enjoying it. Malik Blade had a really cool splat. He did a really cool little over the top rope flip senton type deal. Yeah, MSK won as expected. I didn't think they were gonna do the Inoue and Blade, Cinderella all the way to the finals. I feel like MSK was expected.
Oh yeah. So you need that MSK Creeds match.
Yeah, I need that. Need that bad. So yeah, that was a fun match. Do you have any notes on it? I know you took way better notes than I did on NXT.
I think Inoue has the bigger upside over Malik right now, even like on the mic and in the ring. So I think I'm curious to see what they do going forward because I'm not sold on them being a tag team, but I don't know what else for them to do right now.
I would say they might as well put him on the team because I don't know what else to do with these guys.
Like Inoue screams like he has so much charisma, like comparatively to Malik Blade. So I think it's time to go.
Maybe that's why they put it. It kind of reminds me of a Montez Dawkins situation. The fact that like, Dawkins has the ability, but he definitely needs somebody to play off of. He can't, I don't think Dawkins can do like that on his own. Maybe he can now, but back then, like when Street Profits was first a team, Dawkins needed Montez. I think that kind of, honestly, it saved his career. I'm sure if you asked him, he'd probably say the same thing. So it kind of reminds me of that. It kind of reminds me of the Street Profits.
That boy was in NXT for like 12 years.
He ain't lying. Him and Aaliyah had a residency in NXT development for a long time. I don't know who the oldest member is
taking up that room right now.
I think Ciampa might be the oldest, the elder statement at this point. It has to be either. It's probably it might be Ciampa. It's been a while because
Dakota.
I believe so. Dakota was doing UK for a while though first before she came over. I believe. It might be Ciampa. And then after that, I don't know, maybe Pete Dunne, which is crazy because he's so young. But I think Pete Dunne might be after that. But excuse me. Yeah, MSK, Inoue, Blade. It was a cool match. MSK won. I don't remember anything like amazing that happened in that match. It's a good match.
It was no worries. It wasn't anything bad, but it was solid 3.
Solid, yeah. That's where I'm at with it. NXT Championship Summit. This was a I didn't know where this was gonna go. Man, this was chaos is absolutely the word. So out comes out. We come back from break, and I think Legado del Fantasma was already in there. Out come Braun Breaker with the championship. Braun starts talking. We don't even get like 2 minutes in. Dolph Ziggler music hits. Now they have been trading, little comments back and forth on Twitter, but I didn't think Dolph was coming out this week. So that threw me off, and the crowd went nuts. You would have thought fucking Stone Cold came out the way the crowd went out when Dolph Ziggler's music hit.
That boy was soaking it up too.
Yeah, he didn't lie. He hadn't heard an innovation like that, and probably since he won that championship.
Since he won the title.
I don't think he's heard anything like close to that.
Well, I said the IC championship. I said when he won that one.
Yeah. So yeah, he comes out. Yeah, look. I want that belt. Fuck this other guy. At that point, Santos wasn't even like people forgot Santos was even in the ring. He was silent.
Was like, hands up, like what's up, man?
What's up, man? What's going on? This is my segment. So then, of course, Ciampa music hits. Ciampa's like, whoa. I want my rematch. I never got my rematch. Let's get it cracking. What are we doing? And he like, you wait in line. The Santos guys will be like, hold on, this is my segment. When I beat this punk over here, I'm gonna beat you, and I'm gonna beat you. And you know, the thing with Santos is, we talked about it in the Discord earlier, but like, Santos is kind of like a dork for the last 2 months. I really like the whole Zion Quinn feud did nothing for me. I don't think it helped anybody. Zion Quinn hasn't been on TV. Santos didn't look any better
TV when he was.
Santos didn't look any better coming out of that. So like I feel like no one gained anything from that whole feud. So we're just kind of like automatic now with Santos is automatically in a title match with Braun Breaker. And I don't care because I don't care about there's no way Santos is winning this match. He hasn't looked strong at all, in my opinion. They haven't done anything to make him look any stronger. So it's kind of he felt like the fourth wheel on the tricycle, like you know what I mean? Just like he was just kind of like there. This promo didn't help. Last time, Full Sail. Whenever he was cruiserweight champion.
And it's frustrating because he has the look, like he has the ability.
He had the look. He had the promo. He can do it. He's everything they wanted in Andrade. He's everything they wanted in Andrade, except he can do everything better. He can wrestle better. He can talk better.
Facts. He dresses better.
He dresses better. Everything. So the shorty he got with him, I don't know. You know, I might. I don't want to compare women, but Zelina. You
know what that man's woman looks like?
Who? I'm talking about Electra Lopez. I don't know about his actual wife. I'm talking about Electra.
I was gonna say you in them churches for real.
I'm not gonna. Nah, you know what I mean? I'm gonna respect that marriage. Yeah, man. They got to get together with Santos because he's looking kind of lame. If you ask me. You got anything else on that segment? I don't know where they go from here. Maybe Ciampa versus Ziggler, number one contenders match or something.
Back up on maybe Raw. That's why they did that, just to
they could do it
set
on
up
Raw.
the angle because they have been like blending the two worlds a lot more than they've ever done with the Grayson Waller stuff. So
yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe we could see that. They have to have
basically what Ziggler told them.
They'd have to have the excuse to put him on. They'd have to have the excuse to put Ziggler on Raw first. He'd be on Raw once a month. So I don't know. Main event: Kaylee Ray versus Mandy Rose for the NXT Women's Championship. It was fine. It was whatever. It was fine.
I understand.
Do you think
it was the main event?
Do you think Mandy Rose this project is kind of ran its course? This reign?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm with you.
I think she did everything she was supposed to do. But
served her purpose.
Mean, at the same time, who takes it off of?
Kaylee Ray.
Then what? Like, where does she go?
I don't know. I don't think Mandy need. Yeah, you know what? I do think Saray's probably going to be groomed to be the next person that kind of. She possibly the woman I would love that. I think that'd be a great kind of redemption story for Saray. You know, she comes in, she kind of on a.
Did she break Mandy's face already?
Yeah, they already have history. They already have history. I don't know if that counts because NXT 1.0. I don't know. At one point, I don't know if that's a canon anymore. But I wouldn't be mad if Saray was up next for that championship. That'd be cool. She did beat Dakota, which we'll get into. But yeah, that'd be I'm with that. If it's Saray versus Mandy, and then we can get Saray versus EO if she's still around. I hope not, but if she is, we can get Saray versus there's a lot of good matches they could do out of that.
Call EO up.
Yeah, free my girl, man. Free her and Dakota. I've been asking for Dakota to be on the main roster since I started doing the show, literally a year ago, and she's still here. Let her go, man. Let her go. So that's all the main stuff. Some quick hits. Tiffany Stratton versus Wendy Chu. I only got a couple things to say about it. Wendy Chu's music is fire.
Yes.
Why did Tiffany take so long to cancel that credit card? It doesn't take a week to cancel that credit card.
Blonde, man.
That was it. I was surprised Tiffany actually won the match. I thought they were gonna keep the momentum going. Wendy,
I was surprised how good she looked compared to last week or the week before last.
it was like 3 weeks ago, and how much that's what I keep saying to people. I'm like, yo, like I have a friend who's like, I'm not watching wrestlers. They're green. They don't know what they're doing out there. I'm like, yo, I promise you, just from if you look at the Creed brothers, Tiffany Stratton, what's homeboys, Duke Hudson, Von Wagner, all those guys from 3 months ago, and look at them now. They look so much more comfortable out there. I was watching 205 Live the other day. Even Lash Legend, I mean, you saw the controversy online with Lash Legend. She got the big girl offense down already that fast within like what, 2 months? It's
yes.
They're a lot more comfortable out there. I mean, obviously they're still just doing basic stuff out there. They're not doing anything crazy, but sometimes that's fine. I'd rather them have the basics down to a T and get that out of the way, because you can do a lot with the basics. Stone Cold and Steve Austin did a lot with just basic shit. You know what I mean? Hulk Hogan did a lot.
Explaining that today.
Hulk Hogan did a lot with just basic shit. Shawn Michaels, second half of Shawn Michaels' career, he wasn't doing nothing wild outside the fucking, the moonsault to the outside. A lot of his shit was just punches.
Occasional elbow drop.
Yeah, all his shit was just punches and kicks. Yeah, it was nothing that me and you probably couldn't do. You know what I mean? So like, you don't have to do it. I'd rather them get that shit down. I'd rather them learn how to tell a story compared to just being able to do flips and moves and shit. You know what I mean?
That's
I think I don't want to harp on like AEW that, but that's what, like, when me or like when Meals or like anybody of us like talk about like we want these guys in the PC, and not that we want them to learn the WWE style per se, like a basic kind of generic style. We just want them to, we just want them to like tell stories in the ring better. So I feel like it's kind of missing in AEW sometimes. Like obviously, like guys like
go out.
You just go all out to pop the crowd or whatever, but there's no real story being told. And I think that's why we liked MJF versus CM Punk so much, because CM Punk knows how to work that style. He knows how to work that older school style. MJF is obviously a student of the game. He studies all that old shit. He does all the oldest tricks in the book when it comes to like wrestling. Like he'd watching Memphis tapes and shit, like Lawler and all that. Like, you can tell, and it shows. Unlike a lot of these other indie guys, so that's what we mean when we say we would love to see Private Party in, the PC, or we would love to see Jade in the PC, because we know the potential is there. We know the talent is there. I just feel like for some reason in AEW, they have all these great minds backstage back there. They got like Jerry Lynn, they got Big Show, they got Mark Henry, guys who've been doing it forever. They got Brian, all Kazarian, Christopher Daniels, those guys, they've been sitting there forever. And I feel like they're not getting, like, I don't know if there's like a disconnect or like what's going on, but I don't know if they're giving these guys the game or not, or if these guys, like the young guys, aren't listening. But I just feel like it's not connecting, and there hasn't been improved. Like Jungle Boy, I was talking to my friend about Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy, the same nigga we seen 2 years ago. Nothing's changed. The moveset hasn't changed. He still wrestles the same. Everything's exact. Like there's been no development. You know what I mean?
I feel like largely about the whole brand, about the development, because I mean MJF still, he's the 2-time with Diamond Ring champ. Same shit. A year ago, nowhere near.
I think MJF's improved. I think in ring MJF's improved. I think so.
Oh yeah, he's improved in the ring, but it's just that, like.
But that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about
like in comparison
he's still doing
to
that.
2.0 stuff.
Yeah, he's still doing
it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That,
but when he's not doing the Edgelord stuff, and when he's doing like, I guess the WWE style, like he is money. Like I see why they're howling him.
Yeah, you see the vision. It just
it's quite telling that he's the one that gets caught up the most about his potential on the other side.
He going.
He knows it.
He's going.
Yeah.
He's going.
He's not leaving that money.
If you ever notice, he never said anything bad about WWE or the workers. He never does.
That's the only time he drops the gimmick. He doesn't even drop his gimmick with his parents.
That's what I'm saying. He'll drop the gimmick easy
to acknowledge Roman Reigns, because he knows.
He said the Miz is the best heel in wrestling. Like what? Like last week, I said he said that, or the other way around. Either way, not the off track.
Respect there.
AEW. The respect is there. So we get into the quick hits real quick. Oh, we're already in it. Draco Anthony versus Pete Dunne. They have a match. Pete Dunne beats him pretty decisively, but after that, Tony D comes out, tries to attack Pete Dunne. But Pete Dunne's ready for it. Fights him off, and then so steel cage match is announced, but it's going to be a weaponized steel cage. So I believe they're going to be weapons hanging from the top. That's fine by me because that means less Tony D'Angelo has to do wrestling wise.
Absolutely.
As he's limited. So, are you looking forward
What's
to
his
that?
upside?
Tony D'Angelo?
Yeah.
He'll be a mid card guy. He gives me Elias vibes. He'll be around.
We ain't seen Elias in like 8 months. That's not the right
But
vibe.
I'm saying when Elias was on TV, can you remember when Elias was on NXT? Like no one thought this guy was gonna do anything because he didn't really do anything at NXT. But when he got called up, all of a sudden he was like every segment, every night he was on. So that's why kind of Tony D'Angelo seems like a guy Vince would like. He would think it was funny. You know what I mean? Like, I want the guy on my TV show.
That man's gonna have Tony D'Angelo doing some wild shit on live TV.
Can't wait. So yeah, Io Shirai is looking for a partner for the Dusty Cup, which I'm assuming is going to happen after the men's finals.
They said in 2 weeks, so I guess it's week after Wednesday.
Yeah, makes sense. So at the end of the show, she comes out and saves not Dakota Kai, Kaylee Ray from Toxic Attraction. So it seems like it's going to be Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray as a team, which is I'm with it.
Yeah.
If they're going to have Io Shirai here, I mean, I'm with it. Let's do it.
It was nice to see Zoe Stark after she hopped out of the spaces. Nubian Queen Zoe Stark.
That's an inside joke for anybody. She still might be. I don't know.
Was
we
she
haven't
in the
confirmed.
spaces
We
for
haven't.
That was a joke.
Huh? No, she was not. I don't know who was in that dance spaces because they were all in the same room, but I couldn't tell whose voice is what. So I don't. I was only. Were you in that spaces? I was only in there for about 10 minutes. I was working, so I couldn't really.
I was late.
Yeah, I don't think we missed too much.
But yeah, I like it.
It should be a fun pairing. That should be a fun. I'm interested to see what these brackets look like. And who's going to be some teams because they only got so many teams.
You think Wendy Chu and Tiffany Stratton gonna be a team?
No, maybe Wendy and Amari.
Yeah. Because
I can see that.
they don't really have too many tag teams outside of Toxic Attraction, right?
They got Casey and Caden.
Oh,
and that's pretty much it. Also, the ongoing love angle with the Country Boys and Casey and Caden is still going. My boy got no game. Jensen, didn't know what he doing out there. He saw a Black Queen, don't even know how to act.
That man's wearing cut-off flannels.
That's hard.
You said that's hard?
It's hard. Shout out to them. So that's going on. Last thing on the list, Saray versus Dakota Kai. It's cool.
Yeah, it wasn't better than the other match they had.
Yeah, nothing. It was just a fine TV match. I don't know what they're doing with Dakota Kai. It's really weird. I don't think they're gonna have her versus Wendy Chu because it seemed like they're kind of going at something with that. I'm not really sure what's going on with that.
Dakota's a loser at this point too. So
yeah, I don't like her.
Move up. I don't care.
I do not like her gimmick. I don't like crazy girl gimmicks. I've gone over that before too, but I don't like crazy girl gimmicks. I think it's lame. It's been done a bajillion times. I'm happy that
Alexa's literally doing it right now, and it's just like.
Well, it seems from what I've been told that's getting phased out pretty fast. So
they gonna pass it to Dakota. It's only room for enough one crazy girl.
I don't want any more crazy girls. Real life for wrestling, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's
I don't think Dakota needs a cheap gimmick. I think she can just beat Dakota Kai
or something.
Like she can't talk and like she can't wrestle.
Just not this. But yeah, that was NXT AW. Both shows were really, really strong tonight. I mean, the last 2 nights, I've really enjoyed it. But you know what we gotta do? I put it on there. We gotta do Vengeance Day predictions. Let me pull up the card. NXT Vengeance Day 2022. All right, let's pull up the card. We'll do this real brief. As of right now, there are 5 matches announced. First one, we didn't even get into it. Carmelo Hayes versus Cameron Grimes. Carmelo Hayes had a very interesting segment. They were in the barbershop.
Let me tell you something, man. I'm trying to get my friends into this. So I'm like, look, man, they're speaking to us directly now. So I sent one of my friends the barbershop promo. He was like, okay. I'm fucking with it. And I sent it to one of my white friends. He didn't get it.
I thought it was kind of corny. I ain't gonna lie. I I saw where they were going. It came off a little corny for me. I ain't gonna lie to you. But Carmelo
I said
defended
in
the
the
show.
Discord,
So...
it turned into an episode of Insecure. So, I mean,
so
they can't give us everything, you know?
you know what I mean? They tried.
They can't talk in the barbershop how it is.
How it is. With real toxic masculinity.
If that was a real barbershop, it would have been somebody passing out Farrakhan papers.
Oh,
It would have
God.
been an anti-vax conversation. It would have been somebody smoking a cigarette outside.
You know what I mean?
And an empty chair with a guy that's been waiting for 2 hours.
2 hours. Do I want to go over there? You ever had to go to that guy before?
Nah,
No?
I would wait 3 hours for my appointment before I had to sit in an empty chair.
I had to take the L one time. I had to I had to get like an emergency haircut, and I had like my barber wasn't even in town. I had to go do it that day. I like fuck. I go to the guy. He didn't do my beard the way I liked it, and I was really upset. So I went to go try to fix it myself. When I got home, I fucked it up. I had to go to a wedding, so I went to the wedding clean shaven. I haven't been clean shaven since like I was 14. I was looking crazy out there. I was so mad. If you ever like, I don't know if I have the picture, but it's not a good look. But I got way off track. But Carmelo Hayes versus Cameron Grimes for the North American Championship. Who you got?
I got Grimes. I think they're gonna move Melo's. Yeah, they got to give Grimes something. Like he finally said that he wanted a title. I don't know. I think that you can move Melo so many different places. Plus, the North American champion never has the belt that long anyway, so
Yeah,
he can always get it back.
He could.
I guess it depends on what they do with Braun next. I think they are kind of a tandem. So if Braun retains, then I doubt Melo's going to drop his title.
I don't think they want these two crossing paths yet. I don't want to call this Rock Austin, but it feels like kind of like Rock Austin of NXT 2.0. Not saying they're at that level, but that like they don't want those guys to cross paths yet until it's the right time. Those are clearly the two men's cornerstones of 2.0 going forward. Is going to be Carmelo and Braun.
Right. Because after Vince Day, you got about 6 weeks in between the next takeover. So I mean, you can run. I'm
going to assume we're going to have Braun versus Dolph Ziggler. So
yeah,
that's probably going to be a match. Next up, Toxic Attraction defend their women's tag team championship against Indy Hartwell and Persia Pirotta. What you got?
Toxic Attraction. That's easy. Like you can see the writing on the wall with the Persian Indy storyline and where it's headed, especially with the Duke Hudson inclusion.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not really sure what's going on with that.
Yeah, I don't know where it came from. Did I miss something last week?
No, it just kind of came out of nowhere. It was just like, hey, Duke. Like obviously, I know if like outside of wrestling in real life, they're friends. They all hang out. But like, I guess they're using that as the storyline now. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't know where Dexter fits into all this. Is he gonna be mad? Is Persia mad because he likes Duke? It's a weird like love square. I don't know what's going on with that, but
that's the one thing I don't like about 2.0. It's like all the
Degrassi shit.
Yeah,
the teen special.
They're just super horny and super in love. I guess it's not the worst thing.
Shout out to Carmelo. Shout out to Carmelo for going on 3 dates with Ollie J so far. Good for him. You know what I mean? Shout out to the guy, friend of the show.
You think he was a previous subscriber?
No, because she had 300 fucking YouTube views before that. So I already know whatever she was doing, on her other sites, her subscription-based sites. She might have been doing numbers. I don't even know. Shout out to
might be tapped in, man.
You might have been.
Why he was hating.
He might have been tapped in. Damn. Next up, Pete Dunne versus Tony D'Angelo in a weaponized steel cage match. I think Tony D wins this one. I think Pete Dunne's gone.
Yeah, I don't care about this match either way. I think it's gonna be good. But yeah, move Pete Dunne to something else. I don't like this program.
This is what only thing I'm afraid of is that I've been watching Main Event the last couple weeks. They've had like debuting like NXT guys on there. Pete Dunne has had a couple matches on Main Event. That finger breaking shit, not working on the big crowd. They don't care. It's silence. He has to stop doing that. It can
work, but it has to be like in front of the right crowd so they can be conditioned to it.
That crowd.
So if he debuts after WrestleMania, hot crowd, and I can see them going up for the finger stuff.
maybe I don't that the crowd I was watching they could care less.
He still needs character work because we don't know who Pete Dunne is.
I think they should. Me personally, I think they should put him with Ridge and Sheamus and make a stable or something. Yeah. I don't know why they broke him up.
Stable in like 5 years. So
I don't know why they broke him up in the first place, honestly. Because
Ridge has a better look.
Because Ridge is dreadfully boring. That man has no kind of personality whatsoever.
I got hype off Ridge Holland for like 2 weeks.
He looked good out there the first couple weeks. He looked good.
No, before he fucked up his knee.
He looked good the first couple weeks. Yeah, he beat niggas' ass.
And then it's just like he came back and it's just like something's different.
Yeah, I don't know. Next up, this is obviously the card order. I'm just reading what it says. Braun Breaker versus Santos Escobar. I think we both got Braun, right?
Yeah, I'm just curious how they booked that because I don't think you really booked Santos.
No, he's gonna lose cleanly. He's gonna get dropped right in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3, real easy. That match, there's no need to protect Santos in this situation. he already.
Be heat?
Oh yeah, no, it could be fire. It's gonna be. I don't think any of these matches are gonna be bad. I think all
this
these
is
matches.
The first time Braun's fought a cruiserweight, quote unquote. I know Ciampa is small, but
I think Santos might be bigger than Ciampa. Santos might be bigger than Ciampa.
He don't put on weight.
Yeah, he does a small dude.
This style of match, he hadn't had this style of match yet, so
yeah,
that's what I'm looking forward to. This will be a good Santos.
Yeah,
like 36, right?
Yeah, I didn't realize he's that old. I know he's been doing it for a minute because he was in Lucha Underground and stuff. I know that much, but like, damn.
Shit, he been in NXT what 3 years now?
Nah, he came in 2020.
2020.
Yeah, so
it was during the event, yeah.
Yeah, during when they had the interim championship. So last match. Go ahead. What'd you say?
I'm just curious what they're gonna do going forward with him, even on the main roster. I think there's plenty of spots for all of them, and you do need that Latino representation too. So I think they can do some cool things with Santos on the main roster, especially like bring it back to when it first started with the vignettes and how cool they made him seem originally. And now it's just
they can rehabilitate him.
Yeah,
they, in that crew, I think all of them should move up together, like they tried with Hit Row and then they stopped. I don't know, whatever happened with that. Creed Brothers against MSK Dusty Cup Finals. I'm gonna say the Creed Brothers.
Yeah, they got unfinished business with Imperium too, so storyline purposes it lines up.
Yeah. Are they who are the tag team champions right now? Am I bugging?
It's Imperium, right?
Is Imperium?
Is that Imperium?
It might be Imperium. I don't know.
It's gotta be Imperium.
It's Imperium. Okay, so is it? Let me see. Currently, yeah, it's Imperium. Okay, it's Imperium. All right, so yeah, it makes sense. It adds up. I feel like both teams got beef with Imperium though, so it really could be either team.
Yeah, but it seemed like they cheated them on something like a couple weeks ago. Something happened where they got into it.
So,
or maybe the Creeds talk. Something happened.
But they both gotten into it with Imperium. So you said you got the Creeds?
We've seen MSK versus Imperium multiple times. So give us something new.
So
plus they feel ready to coordinate. Yeah.
They like those guys. I like those guys. I'd be cool with that. I'm with that if they decide to put it on the Creed. If they do MSK back to back, I also wouldn't be mad at it. I can see other people being mad about that, but if that's what it's gonna be, I'm cool with that too.
It's time to move them up.
I've been saying that for a long time. I think they're much better off on the main roster than NXT. That's the main roster act for sure.
Yeah, they need to be 100%.
On Raw.
Put them with Alpha Academy and let them go crazy.
Yeah, go crazy.
Did LA Knight do anything this week?
LA Knight did do something this week. Why did I not put that on the docket? What did he do? He didn't have a match. He did have a match, didn't he?
Oh,
he wrestled Senga.
He did have a match. Yeah,
right. I forgot to put it on the docket. Yes, he had a match with Senga, rapper turned Senga, and it was a match. Senga got Braun Strowman must have left his clothes in the PC because Senga threw on them army cargo pants, and
that mustache was crazy.
That's fire. Shout out to them. That's a cool mustache. Other than that, yeah, the match just kind of happened. LA Knight won the match. He won, right?
Yeah, LA Knight won. Grayson tried to interfere. Oh,
Got it.
nine.
That's right. That's right.
I
Okay.
think LA Knight sucker punched him, and I think next week Grayson Waller announced they
You get him
live
arrested.
in ring arrest.
Yo, Grayson Waller. That's fucking hilarious.
I've never heard of no shit like that.
Next week, guess what, buddy?
I'm not showing up to work.
That's hilarious. Dead ass. I'm
Find
not
me.
going. All right, hey, look, Sean, I ain't coming in.
The interview
Catch me on the main
you
roster.
requesting a match with LA Knight? He was like, a match?
Match? This nigga going to jail.
Get the cuffs.
That's hilarious. But yeah, real quick, who do you got winning before we sign out?
The Grayson Waller shit? Is it a match?
No, nigga, the Creed brothers versus
Oh, my bad. Creed.
MSK. The Creeds. All right, I got the Creeds too.
Easily.
But yeah, that wraps it up for the War Report. Next week we get to hear Cyrus's review of the Dua Lipa concert. I can't wait to hear about it. You can follow me on the Comeback Spot. Please follow the A Show at the A Show RNC. You can follow Kel. What's your social? What you want to put out there?
Run Kel that. RUNKELDAT. Again, if you want to talk to me about wrestling, pay the $5. Get in the Discord. It's fine. But if you want to talk to me about wrestling on the timeline, I'm not gonna respond. If you want to talk about Future's music, I'll respond all day. Don't talk to me about wrestling. I can't do. I don't have the capacity.
You didn't have the capacity. You gotta see him in the Discord. Speaking of Discord, speaking of Patreon, please sign up Patreon. We got so much stuff coming through. Legendary Run episode 1 just dropped. I have listened to it. Probably gonna listen to it tomorrow when I'm working.
Oh, it's fine.
Did you listen to it already?
I listened to it this morning.
Okay,
I didn't even know
so
it dropped. It started playing after the A Show.
After the A Show. So yeah, A Show obviously drops early. Rewriters Room, you know the vibes already. Spot Callers, I don't know what they got coming up. I believe I don't remember. I know they just recently did ECW One Night Stand 2. WrestleMania X8 Diaries coming soon. Me and Cyrus is on that. I don't know who else is going to be involved, but if it's anything like Invasion Diaries, it's going to be a fun time. I'm really excited for this. I was really mad I wasn't on Invasion Diaries at all.
One chip challenge this month too, right?
One chip challenge is coming up because we hit 100 subscribers on Patreon. I don't know when. I feel like Meals and Justin are stalling, but it's gonna happen.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
Meals asked in the Discord, can he drink a milkshake with this one chip? I was just like, I'm lactose, so that's scary to me. That one chip with a milkshake?
Woo!
That boy gonna go flying up the toilet like Dave Chappelle.
Hey, fuck y'all for trying to get me and Cyrus involved in that. Talking about, they should take the chip too. I'm not taking that chip. I didn't sign up for that. They did that. That's on them.
You might as well. What's the worst that could happen?
The worst, I might die. Fuck you mean?
No.
I'm not doing it. I might die.
It'll be a great story at the funeral.
No, I'm good.
I'm sure you can get somebody to do it with you. Get Novak.
No, I'm not doing it. Novak ain't doing it. I'm not. They can go do that. I'm not doing it. Excuse me, but yeah, that's time for the Patreon. We got a lot of cool stuff going on. Just know, y'all know what it is by now. But yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Thank you for listening to us, and stay safe. Wear your mask. Make sure you're vaccinated. Don't do nothing crazy. Don't drink and drive. Whatever the hell Cyrus be saying. Thank you.